So you were just talking about your recent trip to Germany. Where did you go in Germany?
We went to Munich.
Nice.
It was beautiful. I love how in everywhere we've been in Europe that everything is big and giant and old and looks very gothic. And Munich has a lot of modern stuff, but also then just randomly you'll walk into like a new place and bam, there's a giant cathedral. It's amazing. It was so beautiful.
Yeah, nice. Do you think like your style of music is quite similar to my style of music? And I noticed from the analytics that a lot of listeners are in Germany and Poland and
Yep.
this sort of neighborhood in Europe. Are you trying to get out there and play some shows at some point?
Oh, absolutely. Actually, about 2 weeks ago, I just signed on with the European agent
Let's go.
with MB Artists. Sarah is my agent and she's in France. I haven't been to France yet, but would love to go. But yes, it's been a goal for a while and finally the pieces kind of fit.
Fuck yeah. Congratulations, dude.
Thank you.
Nice.
Congratulations to you for having awesome fucking music.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm doing my best.
Well, your best is definitely enough.
I
'Cause
appreciate that. So, on the topic of shows that you've recently done, didn't you play a festival recently? I saw on the internet.
last weekend I played Dance Festopia in Kansas City and it was awesome. It was one of those travel days that everything goes absolutely wrong. So you're down to the wire to get off the plane and go play.
Mhm.
That's what happened. And I was very tired, but it was amazing. Honestly, it was kind of inspiring that it was just like, wow, it's 3:40 a.m. and there's still a shitload of people out here to see me. I was really grateful. I was really grateful for that. I don't know how they can last that long after a whole ass festival day,
Yeah, all day in the sun,
all day in the
drugs.
probably
Probably. Does
sheer willpower. We'll go with that.
so because you just made it for the set, so you weren't able to go and do like the fan meetup thing. And from seeing you online, it seems like that's something that you do often or every time you play a festival.
Every time I play a festival, I'll do some swim meetup. I wasn't able to do it that time, but I got there with about 30 minutes to spare before I had to go get dressed and all that kind of stuff. So I walked around the pretty much the whole festival for 30 minutes. And if I just told people online, like, hey, if you see me, say hi. Sorry, I wasn't able to meet the meetup, but everything was delayed. I ended up getting rerouted across the country and then having to come back across the country. And then literally by the time I got back, I got taken straight from the airport to the hotel, which was like an hour away, dropped my stuff off, grabbed my backpack, and then just went immediately another hour into the festival. It was just everything's really spread out there. But by the time I got there, I had about 30 minutes. So I walked around and met a couple people, and it was fun. Everybody was really, really cool there. It was a really cool place. I'm sad I didn't get to explore it more.
Was it the last day of the festival, or they don't let you come back the next day?
It was the first official day, but I've learned over the years of doing this that if I immersed myself too much in the electronic music culture, then I start getting really bitter and my mental health starts spiraling really quick. So when I go to a festival or I play a festival now, I will go a couple hours early, hang out, say hey to people, go walk around and watch some music for, try to discover somebody new, and I play and then I'm out. Because if I, and also I should say, do a meetup with anybody that wants to say hello to me and me to say hello to them, because still blows my mind that people want to talk to me. I think that's cool, but I don't know why. Um, but if I do it too much, if I'm there too much, if I do like oh, I'll just stay and then come back and hang out tomorrow, it's just not good for me. You have to find what works for you, and what works for me is not hanging around a million people that like not the people at the festival, but the industry side of things, because a lot of times it's really awful and I just Don't want a part of that.
Yeah, don't want that energy.
I just don't want that energy. I don't want to have to think about that. That's my goal for the past year, is just to do everything I can to not have to think about the industry side of things, because that's not my goal. That's not why I started. It's a necessary part of progressing as an artist, unfortunately, or fortunately, but also that's why I have my manager, and I've learned to rely on him a lot more for the technical stuff, so I don't get bogged down. My creativity doesn't suffer because I'm thinking about politics and all that kind of stuff. It's just no good for creativity.
Yeah, that makes complete sense. With the fan meetups, is that something that you started doing when you first started playing festivals, or is like how did that come about?
Well, it wasn't even my idea. It was like, if let's see, my um first festival ever was 2021 Ubby Dubby, and like when I posted I was playing, people were like, "Are you gonna do a meetup?" I'm like, "Sure."
You want to
Like,
meet
yeah,
me?
absolutely. And then after that, I'm like, cool. And like I saw how happy some people were, and like people telling me these things about my music, and how, the message in the music has, helped them out in some way in life. And I'm just like, whew. See, that's the kind of encouragement I need, is to hear how something I know I've poured my heart and soul into has touched someone else, and for lack of better words, ministered to somebody's life or their situation. That is like, there's nothing more fulfilling than that, and nothing makes me feel happier than that. And
Yeah.
that's all I care about at the end of the day. And especially at this point, everything I do is a labor of love, emphasis on labor and in love. But yeah, that's, so after that, I'm just like, oh, I'll do this every time for sure, because
Nice.
that's something I can do forever. I have no problem. I love doing that. That's probably my favorite part about festivals, honestly.
Getting to meet the people.
Yep, it's amazing.
What's like the craziest thing or the most impactful thing that somebody has told you at one of these? Or I mean, I guess if you're at liberty to share, depending on what it
Yeah,
is.
I would have to be probably pretty general, because it's people have told me really personal stuff, so obviously I don't want to break that trust. So I will go basically anybody that says that they were thinking about suicide, and they listened to the lyrics of one of my songs, and now they're still alive. That's the highest, not praise. That's the most important thing anybody could say to me. So I'll just have to go kind of general like that. But I can talk about the craziest thing. Well, there's been a couple of craziest things, but the one that sticks out was, after a show, somebody wanted me to, sign their arm, and then they went the next morning and got my autograph tattooed. That was wild. Apparently, to some people, it happens all the time, but for me, that was just like, whoa, that's awesome.
Nice. I hope you did a good job on the signature.
I didn't. I'm just joking. No, it was great. It looked better than I had written it. So I think the tattoo artist took some artistic liberties.
Oh, thank God.
Thank you,
Yeah.
because it's really hard to Sharpie something that looks good on somebody's arm, especially when they're sweaty.
Yeah, definitely. Yes. Um, by the way, when did you get your hand tattoo?
2020, 2019. The motivation of this was, it's kind of keeping myself accountable. I have been very open about how I've struggled a lot, and do struggle a lot with mental health issues. And getting this, one, it looks cool. Like, that's why I had this, my mark designed, because I thought it was amazing. But also I wanted to, so one, it represents my commitment to this project. And two, going back to the mental health stuff, I've felt like in the past I've attacked some, not music projects, but passion projects that I eventually kind of not burnt out from, just kind of lost interest in. And none have given me the fulfillment and the enjoyment and the happiness that making music has. And I haven't been making music for very long. I think I first started, I think I first bought Ableton Live Lite in 2017, I think. So basically it was to show myself once Swarm started, like I started like getting into the groove of things. I'm just like, you know what, I can do this. Like I know, like I finally found the way that I can be creative without any limits. So I got this to show my dedication to it and also keep myself accountable, like I said, which is when I look at this, I can remember exactly why I love doing this, and it's going to be on here forever. And also, if I were ever to think about quitting, and I have, and I look at this and remember that, am I going to just sit here and be haunted by this for the rest of my life? No, I'm not, because I'm going to keep going. This is my reminder to keep my head in the game and to remember why I do this and why what I do matters to me and to other people.
Something to like, if you ever did quit, you would just have to stare it down and be like, oh.
Yeah, I would have to be haunted by it every day. So I don't want to do that. And I'm not going to do that.
Do you ever get like tired or burned out of making swarm flavored music?
No, and here's why. It's because I have since day one done whatever I want to do and incorporated it into what I do. So I've released quite a bit of songs now. I'm about 75% done with my first album. That's what I've been working on all this year. There is no genre of music that is not represented in some way throughout my discography. I mean that, I'm being dead serious. Like I don't listen to electronic music, like you know, I don't listen to dubstep or any of that kind of stuff outside of, you know, what I do, but I listen to metal, industrial, you know, honestly, anything that has that gives me that feeling of like, ooh, this is good. Do you know that feeling? The goosebumps on the back of your neck, on your forearms kind of thing.
The like stand up and pace around your room kind of feeling?
Yeah, when I'm just like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, let's go.
Yeah.
That anything that gives me that is what I love the most. So I don't get bored because I have incorporated everything I love and will continue to incorporate everything I love into the music. It's not strictly one thing, but it always has that flavor that I give things, whether it's, you know, metal, where it's, you know, industrial, whether it's, you know, dubstep or whatever, house, dark house. My music is everything I love. And so I don't get tired of doing it. I just have to keep finding new ways to modify the formula and keep it fresh. And that's why my music takes a decent amount of time to make, is because I refuse to release anything that seems stale to me. And I refuse to do anything that doesn't give me that feeling. And so, yeah, I don't get tired of it because I always find new ways to make it fun.
I mean, that's honestly commendable. Finding, I mean, like I do my best to always release music that I'm stoked about, but sometimes I'm just like, I have to put something out. Like this one's pretty good. Um, but
Yeah, I was in that. I felt the same way a couple times, and that was a big battle I had because, you know, up until 2021, oh, I hit my mic. Up until 2022, like I had a song a month pretty much since 2018,
I know.
and which is nuts. And I don't know how I did that. I have no idea, but it's because I had just tapped into that creativity, that like flow of holy shit, I'm good at this, and still learning it, and it just really snowballed. And then you had to come. I had some personal things happen, and I had to basically reevaluate everything I'd been doing, and well, I felt like I had to, and I had to kind of figure out where to go next because not the excitement had gone away, but the fret, like realizing that discovery of like I can make all these cool things. And you know, for a while, you know, you kind of just, your skill is developing, and so you're just exponentially learning all these things, and then you get to a point where it's time to get to the next level. And like I could say that the only thing I dislike about those early releases is I wanna it's kind of a double-edged sword. One, I didn't know what I was doing technically, but two, that's also a good thing, and that's why I was able to release that much music, is because I went solely by ear. Just does this make and feel? Does this make me feel like how I wanted to?
Yeah.
Once you there's comes a point I feel like in most artists, especially all the ones I love, career, that you cannot rely on, you have to start learning other things to be able to keep growing. You know, you hit the ceiling.
Yeah.
Plus through that ceiling, you have to find out where to go next. And that requires, for me, that required a learning a lot of things and starting to really kind of dissect why I loved the things I loved in the music I was making and what gave me that feeling. What was it? Was it the melody? Was it the way it was, the arrangement? Was it, obviously it's not the mix and master. Mix and master is all the technical stuff. I hate it. Hate it. I still do it because I have to. But that is the stuff that'll take me out of the creative zone. That is the stuff that you have to learn, unless you get somebody else to mix and master your music, which I wish I could let myself do, but I can't because I'm just too fucking stubborn. But anyways, I went off on a huge tangent here, and I don't remember initial the initial question.
I don't remember the original. I don't know.
Oh, you said that you feel like you have to release it, so it's this is okay.
Oh yeah, I was just giving you props for having I was like blisteringly consistent release schedule for so many years.
Oh yeah, well that's the thing is, that's how it was, and I am still very happy with all that stuff. Literally, like, I still to this day don't release something unless I love it. But now making music is because I started doing my own vocals and I started doing the very, very complicated orchestration stuff, and that stuff. Now the music has evolved from being personal to ultra 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 personal, and I just won't release anything unless I feel every bit of the soul I put into it, the lyrics and all this stuff. I just won't do it. And that, unfortunately, with all the personal stuff that happened in the past year and a half, that made me kind of second guess how I was doing things, and it kind of made me doubt myself a little bit, not a little bit, a lot bit. And just kind of had to regain that confidence I had after I had a dramatic change in my personal life and had to kind of start fresh, I think. And now I am on the same page with my team, my new team, and it feels good. I'm finally feeling back to where I feel like I was a couple years ago, where I was just not flow state, but really close, just enjoying doing everything. And everything is, fun. And I don't feel a shitload of pressure on myself and all these things. So regaining your confidence is really hard if you take a, ego blow. But ultimately, I think it's really worked to my benefit in this time. But it took a while to get back there. So
Yeah.